Hello everybody, this is ALX and welcome to the fourth part of my Titanic paper model build. This is going to be a quick video of what I've done so far. It's going to be a two-part video. First off, I'm going to show you what I've done since the last update, which is mainly the funnels and the lifeboats. And secondly, I'm going to go over some extra details at the end of this video that I'll be adding that are not part of the model. So talking about the model, I'm going to repeat myself that I've been saying this on the last three videos. This model originally is a 1 to 1200 scale, but I scaled it up to 1 to 600 scale, so it's doubled up in size. And this is pretty much what you end up with if you do the model with the pieces that are included in the downloaded file, which is, well, I'm adding the link in the description below. So in my last update, I showed the different tests I did for the color of the funnels, but I wasn't quite convinced with the option I had chosen. So I went on and did a couple more tests for them, and quickly realized that the color I'd chosen, when it was folded into the funnel shape, it created some white wrinkles on the surface, and that was because the paper was too thick. So I had to change for a thinner paper that actually also gave the funnels shine, more defined shine that you can see right here, which is for me more realistic to what you would see in pictures of the ship. The funnel itself, it's a simple tube with some extra pieces in the interior for a better hold of the shape and easier gluing. I painted the interior of the top piece black, so you wouldn't see the white on the interior of the funnel. Because the tops are a little bit recessed, you would see that. So I had to cover that up with some black marker. Once I had the funnel shape done, I went ahead to add the top piece of the funnel. So you can't see on the interior, and you will see this small grill detail on the top. Once the overall shape of the funnel was done, I went ahead to add the details on them, which are the pipes that go in the front and back and around on some of the funnels. And right here you can see me folding the forward and back pipes of one of them. Pretty simple process. They're a bit flimsy, but with some time and patience, they came out all right. One of the things I had to do for these details was to color the exposed natural paper where the cuts were made. So I used some, again, the black marker for the black parts of the pipes and some colors for the rest of it, which was a combination of yellow and orange to approximate the color of the funnels. Once that was done, I went ahead and glued the pieces to the funnels. And finally, once that was done, it was just a matter of adding the funnels to the deck houses and making sure they were aligned properly. And finally, the end result, I think it just looks great with the added detail of the piping around the funnels, which is not just printed into them, but physically there. It adds something extra to the picture of these massive elements on the ship. But now let's jump over to the lifeboats and the assembly process. First of all is just cutting out the pieces for the boats, which are only two. The center keel and the top and sides that wrap around it. Once that's done, it's just a matter of repeating it several times until you have all the lifeboats. One of the things I wanted to add extra to these elements is their bases. And I had to cut some really tiny pieces of paper that I had to glue to the bottom of the boats before gluing them to the deck. And it might seem a very minuscule detail, but once you get up close to the boats, on the deck, you really see those small elements and add something extra to the scale of the ship. Then for the davits, it was just a matter of cutting the pieces and doing the little fold on the top. Right here you can see that I've already finished adding the lifeboats to the port side of the ship, and I was just practicing the easiest way to glue them before recording. And it's quite simple. It's just a matter of adding davit and then the boat and davit and so on for the rest of it, starting out from aft and making my way to the front of the ship. Very easy and fulfilling process of just adding the elements, which were quite tedious to build at the beginning. And once again, the end result, I think it just looks phenomenal with the added detail of the davits, which again, I repeat, this is not included in the original model. I had to do this davits custom for it, do some tests, and well, the results, I think they speak for themselves. And last but not least, basically the last piece for me on the original model is the forward crane for the anchor on the bow. And finally, I've reached the point where I start working on all the custom details and elements that I plan to add to the ship, all the way from bollards to vents, benches, and I even thinking of adding railings to it. But for now, I'm just gonna show you a small batch of details for this video. Okay, so starting from the front all the way to the back, I first added this half wall elements that cover the stairs that go from the boat deck down to A deck. I added this, again, half wall extensions, both sides on the starboard and port sides, because the pieces, the original pieces of this model do not include this extension that should go all the way to the well, as you can see it right here. And finally, I added these columns again, just like in the front of the ship. You can see them right there. They were very fiddly to put together because they are very thin pieces of paper. It took some time to arrange them to make them look as good as possible. And that's it for the updates on this video. I hope you enjoyed watching me assemble this model ship of the Titanic. I'll try to bring you the next video as soon as I can, working on all the details that I've already talked about. But for now, thank you all for watching and have a great day. Goodbye.